Batman and Robin have to find out where Mr. Freeze, aka SubZero, held Barbara. They also know he kidnapped her to steal her organs for his sick wife, Nora. Their only lead is they're somewhere near the coast, but the police searched every corner along the coast. So, where is she? Are they gonna find her in time? Or is Barbara Gordon gonna die? Well, stick around to find out. But before we begin, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. The story begins in the South Pole with Mr. Freeze fishing in the cold water with his two polar bears. Meanwhile, in an American sub, the crew was trying to find out where's the weakest spot in the ice so they can get out of the water. Mr. Freeze returned to his base, met the kid he's taking care of, and he's called Kunak. He goes to meet his wife who's living in a freezing chamber cause she has a rare disease and they can't find any cure for it. She's in cryosleep all the time, but Mr. Freeze likes to talk to her and bring her flowers. He told her it's been 15 years since they met. In the same time, the sub found a weak spot and hit the ice. But unfortunately, that was SubZero's cave. The whole place began to collapse, and the freezing chamber got broken, and Mr. Freeze with Kunak are buried in the ice. Kunak managed to get out alive, while the bears saved Mr. Freeze's life. After a while, when the sub crew returned to the sub from their journey, they found it frozen. So does the other members of their crew. They didn't have a chance to even think, cause Mr. Freeze froze them all. After a couple of days in Gotham, Batman and Robin stopped a robbery and left the criminals for the police. Then, they went to attend a party for some famous characters. There, we got to know Dr. Belson, who was talking to his accountant. Belson was in trouble, and we'll get to know how he got himself into it later. But he has $2.5 million debt to pay by the end of the week, and he can't figure out where to get that money. When he got out of the party, he took his car to go home. He found ice everywhere in the road, and he couldn't control the wheel, so he crashed. When he got out of the car, he sees Mr. Freeze. Mr. Freeze was mad cause he can't set an appointment, so this is the way Belson treats the old colleague. Mr. Freeze needed Belson cause he got a patient that needs him. Meanwhile, Dick, aka Robin, and Barbara, aka Batgirl, was talking about the vacation they're gonna take along the coast, and everything seems fine between the two of them. Bruce was returning to his home with Alfred, and they came across Belson's car and the melted ice. Belson was running some tests on Nora's blood, so when he's finished, he told him she got 2 weeks to live. Mr. Freeze was gonna kill him for that news, but he told him, I'm just a messenger, and the only thing that can save her for now is an organ transplant. Now it's impossible, cause there's a list that's a mile long and other stuff, so they can't get the organs in time, but Mr. Freeze knows Belson has other ways. Here, Belson remembers his financial problems, so he told him it's gonna cost him. Mr. Freeze brings a huge gold rock and told him it's your payment. They went to the hospital to see anyone in the donating list, but there's no one. And the others can't donate to Nora cause she has a rare blood type and she'll refuse it. The only idea they had is to search in the living healthy people list and they can steal their organs. And that's what Belson does, and they found Barbara's name on that list. Between the whole 18 names in that list, they chose Commissioner Gordon's daughter, and that's Batgirl. How much bad luck do they have? Anyway, they call her apartment and her roommate answers and told them she's not here. So, they told her there's a situation that needs her to donate her blood, cause she was on the blood donating list, so her roommate told them she's on vacation at the coast. Barbara and Dick was having fun till Mr. Freeze enters the party with his 2 bears and kidnapped Barbara, but of course, she did not give in without the fight from her and Dick, but Mr. Freeze eventually managed to take her and escape. When Gordon knew about the kidnapping, he ordered every cop to search for his daughter along the coast and told them to put barriers and searching points every 2 miles. Then we see Dick with Bruce in the hospital to treat his wounds, and when they become alone, Bruce used the hospital computer and found out about Barbara's blood type, and in the same list, he finds Nora's name and he knows she's Mr. Freeze's wife. Meanwhile, Barbara was trying to escape through the ventilation pipes. Belson and Mr. Freeze tried to catch her, but eventually, she reached the room where Nora is. She continued running till she got out of the place, but that's when she found out they're not on the land. They're in the middle of the ocean. SubZero shows behind him, and he brings her back to her cell. Batman and Robin continued their investigation till they came across Belson's name, and Batman remembered it. It was the same name in the car he found. They went to his office and couldn't find anything except a message from his accountant. So they went to see him. He didn't know where he is and told them about his debt because he had inside information about new drugs that are going public. So he invested everything he had in those drugs. But there was some side effects, and these drugs have been cancelled. So he lost everything. The phone rings, and that was Belson. He asked his accountant to buy him one more week, because by then he'll be loaded and will be able to pay. And when he tried to ask him where he is, he didn't answer and hung up. Batman and Robin took the call tape and went to the Batcave. They isolated the noise from Belson's voice, and they heard the ship and a beep sound. So, after some thinking and analyzing, they knew why the police didn't find anything at the coast, cause they're in the middle of the ocean. They bring a map, and there was a patrol station in that area. So they quickly got into the Batwing and headed to where Barbara is. Meanwhile, Mr. Freeze and Belson tried to sedate Barbara, but she struggled hard, and when Kunak found out they're gonna hurt her, he tried to free her, but Mr. Freeze pushed him away, and he didn't help her before, cause Mr. Freeze told him they're not gonna hurt her. Anyway, Barbara managed to push Mr. Freeze away, and he hit the device keeping his wife alive, so he begins to fix it, while Belson chased Barbara. Batman and Robin finally arrive to the station, and they see Barbara escaping from Belson. Despite being a good and famous surgeon, he was an idiot, because he was using a gun while Barbara was standing beside fuel tanks. Robin shows up and brings him down, but a bullet came out from the gun, and the place begins to burn. They try to get out, but SubZero shows up, so they've been separated. Despite the burning station, Mr. Freeze wants to continue the operation, but Belson wants to get out with his life, so he pushed Mr. Freeze, and the place collapsed on him. He couldn't get out, and Belson refused to help him. But Barbara refused to go without him or without Kunak. So she helped Freeze and went to get Kunak, and Batman went with her to get Nora, while Belson escaped on the only boat. Barbara got Kunak, and Batman got Nora, while Mr. Freeze can't move because of his broken legs, and he decided to sacrifice himself so his wife can get out of here. Batman put Nora on the Batwing and returned for Mr. Freeze, but it was too late, and he fell into the water, and Batman managed to get on the Batwing before the whole place exploded. But then we see the two bears swimming in the water, and Mr. Freeze holding on to them. After a few days in the South Pole in a cabin belonging to some scientists, we see in the news that Nora Freeze has been revived and got the transplant operation she needs. And we see Mr. Freeze hearing that news from the window, and he cries from joy, and now he needs nothing more. And that's when the movie ends. If you liked the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. Thanks for watching. See you soon, and goodbye.